Live. Um, just doing some steak and some potatoes. So I think I'm going to cook the steak first and let it rest a little bit. So a little bit of oil. And this is the problem I have in the truck, is that it's not always level. So I have to deal with oil being on just one side of the pan. But not a big deal. I mean, just turn the pan around and let it do its thing. Alright, so this pan is nice and hot. I'm ready to sear. So I'm going to take this is the top part of the ribeye. I'm going to put it right there in the oil. And then you can move it around after that. So. And also what I'm going to do, I'm going to season the top of this with garlic, salt, and pepper. Nice. Like that. I'm going to kind of push that in. There you go. And then I'm going to cover this up. So covering it up, you're going to get a sear and you're going to get a bake at the same time. So it'll cook faster without burning the steak. So what I have prepared is I got my potatoes and onions, a little bit of butter, and some thyme and rosemary. We're just gonna let this cook for a little bit. Let's see if I can't zoom out. Just there we go. I'm gonna let this cook for a little bit, and I'm gonna keep flipping it. So I'm gonna give it about a minute, maybe a minute and a half on each side. And by the way, I am in my semi truck, so I'm cooking a ribeye steak in the semi truck right now. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this a very, very easy way, so that you can do it in your home, in your kitchen at home. And I'm just going to show you it's easy. I mean, this is not. I'm going to show you this all step by step. There's nothing to it, man. So I'm going to go ahead and cook the potatoes with this steak, just because they're going to take a while. You see how that steak has already started the blood get pulled up to the top? That's because I got the lid on the top. I've already pre-cut all these potatoes. I like the little baby Yukon Golds. Yeah. So, by cooking this potatoes with your steak like this, everything's going to have like a combined flavor. I'll put a little olive oil on that. This is some organic olive oil, and make sure when you get olive oil, you get it for sauteing. Right there at the bottom, right under sauteing, stirring, and frying. There is a difference. Let me get this little stir. Get those potatoes. Hey, Cherry, or Chanty. I can't read. So I'm getting the olive oil all over the potatoes. Also, if you cut them into quarters like this, you can fry up all the sides. all at once. Well, not at once, but so, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid back on. You know, I could throw a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper over these potatoes. There we go. Yeah, they look nice and seasoned now. Isn't that nice? There we go. And I'm going to put the lid back on. And I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to have to take it off here in a minute because I'm going to have to flip that steak over. Delete my channel? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your advice. I mean, you don't have to be here, you know. So, yeah. I'm not going to delete my channel. I'm not going to take your advice. I'm sorry, Vivian. How about I delete your channel? Anyways, I'm cooking in my semi-truck. I'm not, you know, I'm tired of going out to eat, spending money on that. Cool kids, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm a new creator. I'm doing all this. This is my first cook I've done in the truck. So I don't care what people say, by the way. Pretty thick-skinned. So let's look at what the steak looks like on the other side here. Look at that. That looking like a steak? That's looking good. Smells good too. That yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, just leave that for a little bit. Let that cook. Damn, that steak looks good. Look at that. Turning it because my pan ain't, I'm not on level ground up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some rosemary, a couple, what is it, twigs, sprigs, whatever you want to call it. Rosemary and a little bit of thyme. Yeah, just let that. I just touched the bottom of the pan, by the way. Don't do that. Yeah, this is the top part of a ribeye steak. I bought a really nice ribeye. And this is just the top part called the panellus. I believe that's what it's called. Not 100% sure, but I think that's what it's called. So yeah, that's cooking up nicely. And just get that all good and incorporated. There we go. Yeah, if you could smell this right now. No, it doesn't fill up with smoke. I got the windows open. So yeah, you just got to make sure, like once a week, you give your truck a really nice, would you say searing? No. So this pan I bought it's kind of a nice pan, and it gets hot and it distributes heat in all directions. So, but yeah, I haven't gotten too much smoke. A little bit, but you know, nothing crazy. So I got a little bit of butter here, and butter makes everything better, as we know. But yeah, just let it do its thing. I'm gonna let that pat of butter just melt on that steak there and kind of marinate it as it goes. Marinate it, but serenade it. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna go ahead and close the lid for now, and we could talk about this seasoning I got. I made the seasoning. This is 1 part garlic, 1 part salt, sea salt, and 1 part granulated pepper. And I measure that by my hand. See the first line here? I fill it up to this line, and then all my portions are the same. So that's how I measure. So yeah, that steak's going to be ready to flip here in a second, or to be ready to just take off, because I'm trying to get it to a medium rare. I'm about to add some onions in there. Onions don't take real long to cook, so kind of holding off on them. Well, hell with it, we can throw them in now. So I got some sliced onions. We'll just throw those in. There we go. Just get those involved. You can see that butter is melting slowly. There's like so many flavors going on here all at once right now. Yeah, you can see that steak is like super tender. And what's better than potatoes, onions, and a steak? In a truck, yo. Yeah, just let that cook down a little bit. Put the lid back on it. So I'm actually wanting to get some ideas about what I could cook next. So if you guys want to challenge me, and I'll go buy the ingredients and I will cook it. I'll give you a shout out and promote your channel or whatever. And yeah. Thank you for the likes, and if you're new here, thank you for the subscribes. I appreciate it. Alright, let's see what that steak's looking like on the other side. I don't want to. Yeah, you can see the blood coming out of it. Yeah, we're not close. We're close, but we're not looking like that. Look how juicy that looks. So all these flavors are going to be in this steak right now. And if it tastes anything like it smells, I got something good going on here. I can add a little more, just a little more seasoning on there. Now let's close it up. Delete my channel. That's funny. I could just come on someone's channel and you don't even know them and just start hating on them. I always think that's funny. I guess some people ain't got nothing good going on in their life. They want to destroy everybody else's. You ain't gonna destroy me. I'm Jeff Johnson. So, don't matter. I am gonna turn the AC on because it's warm up here. I'm just searing the other side of the steak Just kind of want that color on there and making sure we got medium rare all the way through, which putting a lid on top will help that out a lot. If you don't put a lid on it, then you're just going to burn one side, you know, and you don't really, it helps cook it all the way through in a shorter amount of time. But I think we might just be there. I got some blood and stuff coming up on the top. Not yet. This will be one of them steaks where they say, if you need to put steak sauce on there, it's not a good steak. This, you're definitely not going to need to put any sauce on it. It is packed full of flavor. I mean, it's got seasonings, the onions, the potatoes, the thyme and the rosemary, and the butter. Yeah, it's full of flavor. And when you put the lid on there, all those flavors get trapped in there too. So it kind of gets into the meat, and you're going to tenderize it with the lid on. So it's like a pressure cooker. So I always will put a lid on up on top, so get the water off the top of the lid on in there. Condensation. I don't have a phone mount, so I'm having to cook one-handed. Yeah. It's going to do its thing here for about another minute to pull that steak off. Yeah, no smoke. And I'm searing a steak in here, and you see what the one side looks like. So, you know, this is how you do it. Matters a lot. You know, I'm going to call that steak done. I think the steak is done. Let's look at the other side and see what we got going on here. First fillet, yeah. Got fat right there. Very important when you are cooking a steak, when you're done with it, you got to let this thing rest for a little bit. You can't just start eating it right away, or all the juices that are inside are just going to go off the plate. So if you pull it off and set it to the side and let that just rest, you're going to have a much better steak. And what happens is all the juices are trying to get out of the steak right now. But once the steak cools off, all those juices are going to re-permeate the meat, which means it's going to get sucked back in to the meat instead of going all over your plate. And I will show you that when a little bit's going to come out, but you know, not like if I just started cutting into it right now. Hey, Molvik, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm cooking steak and potatoes and some onions here. I'm in my truck, and this is my first video, my first live stream cooking. I got this pan and this little cooker and refrigerator and everything. I'm ready to go. So I'll start doing more meals in the truck. So I don't have to go to a restaurant to order this and waste my money. So you can see the potatoes are already like, they're not done yet. I can feel it, but I can cut them with this wooden spoon. So we're almost there. Let those go. I'm gonna put the lid on. Let's talk about this steak here. Doesn't that look good? You can tell the doneness of a steak when you push on it. What's it gonna do? This, I can't do it. But in between my thumb and my first finger, this meat right here, when you put your fingers together, and this meat will feel softer the closer you get up to your fingers. So I like mine to be these 2 fingers, and that's medium rare. It would be better to use a thermometer, but I've been doing it for so long, I just kind of know. Hey, Jet. Yeah, I'm cooking, look what I'm cooking. Steak and potatoes. I got some baby potatoes, or they're called new potatoes, and some onions, garlic, salt, and pepper. I got some thyme right there, and some rosemary in there. So, and it is almost done. Yeah, if you guys just popped on, if you want to give me a like and subscribe, help me push my channel. I'll be doing more cooking videos in the truck more often. I got my little kitchen going, so I can start eating a little more healthy, which is my goal. And also, I don't have to pay for it, which is a big pain in the ass. Paying for somebody to do something that I feel like I could do better. So I got a little problem with that. So I love to eat, and I'm a chef. So these things that I'm showing you are things that I have actually used in my restaurant before. So, and sold them. So I mean, people usually like my foods. So let's check these. Yeah, these potatoes are fork tender, what we're looking for. So I'm gonna pull out the thyme. Let me grab where are my tongs? Pull out this thyme. I don't need it anymore. It's done its job. I don't want to have sticks in my potatoes. Yeah, almost done. Steak and potatoes, man. Nothing more American than that. 3L Gom. 3L Gom. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. So, I'm just about done here. Let me test it. Called fork tender. You take a fork, you should be able to run your fork easily through the potato like that. If it gives like any resistance, then not done, but that's done. Yeah. My steak is well rested, so I am going to turn this off and eat it. So I will see you guys later, and thank you for stopping by. Peace.